Let's be real, not all cartoon families are built the same. While some are the absolute gold standard of I've got your back no matter what, others are just a complete train wreck of dysfunction and betrayal. Today, we're ranking cartoon families by loyalty, sticking together in a crisis, defending each other, and offering unconditional support even when it's tough. On our definitive loyalty tier list, we're ranking iconic animated families from garbage to God tier. The ultimate test of family devotion starts at the very bottom, a family that's less a unit and more a pile of intersecting traumas. The Smith-Sanchez clan from Rick and Morty. D tier, the garbage tier. We have to be brutally honest here. The Smith-Sanchez family is a toxic vortex of neglect, manipulation, and interdimensional chaos. Their brand of loyalty is so broken and conditional it barely even counts. The heart of this dysfunction, of course, is Rick Sanchez. He's a master manipulator who regularly uses his grandson Morty as a human shield and an emotional pawn. And while recent seasons have shown Rick trying to reconnect with his family, his core nature is just self-serving, and he's constantly undermining his son-in-law, Jerry. Then you've got Beth, who's trapped by her father's toxic influence and has literally chosen one child over the other in life-or-death moments. Her marriage to Jerry is less of a partnership and more of a constant power struggle, leaving the kids to basically raise themselves emotionally. Summer and Morty, while you could argue they're the moral center of the family, are deeply scarred by all this instability. Now, do they have moments where they come together? Sure, but it's almost always when some external threat, like government agents or psychic parasites, forces them to team up for survival. But those moments are the exception that proves the rule. The default setting for this family is betrayal, emotional abuse, and just profound neglect. Their bonds aren't forged in trust. They're forged in trauma, landing them squarely in the garbage tier. C tier, dysfunctional tier. Clawing their way just out of the absolute bottom, we have the Griffin family from Family Guy. While they show a little more family spirit than the Smiths from Rick and Morty, they are the poster children for casual cruelty and loyalty that's purely situational. The entire family dynamic is built on using each other for punchlines, and nowhere is that clearer than how they treat Meg. Meg isn't just a daughter. She's the family's official emotional and physical punching bag, a role that they all seem to sadistically enjoy. Anytime they show genuine support for her, it's so rare that it becomes a major plot point. Peter, the patriarch, is the walking definition of immaturity, and his terrible decisions constantly put his family in danger. While his love for Lois is supposed to be a core part of his character, his actions almost never reflect it. Lois, for her part, is the more responsible one, but at best, she's a passive enabler of the family's toxicity, and at worst, she's an active participant. So why aren't they in garbage tier? A couple of reasons. First, the bizarrely deep and intellectual friendship between Stewie, a baby genius bent on world domination, and Brian, the family dog, who gives us a weird but consistent example of loyalty in the house. Second, despite everything, Peter and Lois have a surprisingly tough marriage. They pull together in the most extreme crises, but that unity evaporates fast. They land in C tier because for them, loyalty is a convenience, not a core value. B tier. Okay tier. Now we're getting into more complicated territory with the Smiths from American Dad. On the surface, they look a lot like the Griffins. They're both Seth MacFarlane shows, after all. But if you look closer, the Smiths operate with a surprisingly stronger, if much weirder, sense of loyalty. Stan Smith is a paranoid, hypermasculine CIA agent who often uses extreme agency tactics on his own family, but his twisted actions usually come from a misguided, over-the-top desire to protect them. He's shown to care deeply for his family, even if he doesn't get their personalities at all. The family's real anchor is Francine. She's fiercely loyal and the one who usually steps in to mediate, reining in Stan's insanity and holding the chaotic house together. The dynamic between the ultra-liberal Haley and her nerdy brother Steve is more of a classic sibling relationship. They bicker and have opposite worldviews, but they genuinely show up for each other when a crisis hits. What really makes the Smiths so complex are the non-human members. Klaus, the talking goldfish with the brain of an East German skier, and Roger, the pansexual alcoholic alien with 1,000 different personas, are somehow essential to the family. Roger's constant selfish schemes often threaten the family's stability, but paradoxically, he's also a core part of their unit. The Smiths might be deeply dysfunctional, but they consistently have each other's backs against outside threats. They eat dinner together, they have family traditions, and they ultimately work as a team, even if that team includes an alien in a wig. This lands them solidly in B tier. Now, if you're enjoying this video, do us a solid and hit that subscribe button. We rank everything in animation, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. A tier, the loyal tier. And here they are, the quintessential animated family. For over 3 decades, The Simpsons have defined the whole dysfunctional but loving trope. They are the blueprint. While newer shows have definitely pushed the boundaries of dysfunction, The Simpsons have always kept a core of loyalty that, while tested, never truly breaks. Let's start with the flaws, because there are plenty. Homer is a clumsy, often selfish dad who has strangled his son and forgotten his daughter's name. But for every one of his selfish moments, there's another where he gives up his own dreams for his family's sake. He might not be a great emotional provider, but his love is never really in doubt. Marge is the patient moral anchor offering unwavering support and forgiveness that's almost saint-like. She is the glue holding them together through every single disaster. The sibling dynamic is a perfect mix of rivalry and loyalty. Bart and Lisa might be at each other's throats constantly, but they always have each other's backs when it really counts. What truly puts The Simpsons in A tier is their resilience. No matter how bad they mess up or how far they drift apart, they always find their way back to each other. Their loyalty has been tested by financial ruin, marital problems, and countless near-death experiences, but it has never shattered. They aren't perfect, but their ability to forgive and come back together makes them a high-ranking, truly loyal family. S tier. God tier. And now the top spot. The God tier of animated family loyalty. In a world full of cynical, dysfunctional sitcoms, one family stands out as the beacon of unconditional love and unwavering support: the Belchers from Bob's Burgers. They are, without a doubt, the gold standard. What makes the Belchers so special is that their love isn't the setup for a punchline. It's the entire point of the show. The family runs a struggling burger joint, and while their constant money problems are stressful, it never ever breaks them apart. In fact, it just brings them closer. Bob and Linda are incredible parents who, despite their own quirks, celebrate their children's weirdness. Tina is an awkward, horse-loving romantic who writes erotic friend fiction. Gene is an aspiring musician with a flair for the dramatic, and Louise is a chaotic bunny ear-wearing mastermind. Instead of trying to fix them, Bob and Linda just cheer them on. But the real magic is the sibling dynamic. Tina, Gene, and Louise are an inseparable team. They're not the cool kids. They get made fun of and picked on, but together they're an unstoppable force, always teaming up to solve a problem, go on an adventure, or help their parents. There's no bitter rivalry here, just deep, genuine affection. When one Belcher is in trouble, the rest of the family drops everything to help. Their code is family first, and they live it in every single episode. The Belchers prove that a family can be hilarious, quirky, and deeply, genuinely supportive all at once, which is why they are the undisputed kings of loyalty. Honorable mentions. Before we wrap up, a few honorable mentions. The Loud family's chaotic but loyal bond is pure S tier. Dipper and Mabel Pines from Gravity Falls bring trust and adventure to sibling goals. Bluey Heeler's family has set a new gold standard for gentle parenting. And, of course, the Addams family. Creepy, kooky, but surprisingly loving, easily lands an A or S tier. That's our ranking. From the toxic Smith-Sanchez clan to the warm chaos of the Belchers, loyalty in animation takes many forms. The Griffins are loyal only when it suits them, the Simpsons make it messy but lasting, and the Belchers take the crown by embracing each other's weirdness and always having each other's backs. But hey, that's just our list. Who do you think is the most loyal family in cartoon history? Did the Belchers earn that top spot, or is there a family we completely missed? Let us know your picks in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of animation.